Okay, good morning. This is day 78 of making videos to describe a day or saying thoughts in the life of Schizophrenic Dominic. I experienced schizophrenia, but I do not think that I have gone crazy or that I am diseased. I do think that I have a skewed mind now that I have have had schizophrenia inflicted upon me. And on the topic section of this little video here, I will submit a book that I have written called Unveiling the Schizophrenic Tradition. And the purpose of these videos is to document my time with schizophrenia. And there will be little nuggets in here, such as things about like synchronicity or time travel or things like that. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's me sharing things I've read out of books and to express a day and thought in a life. Sometimes it's feedback, like feedback I get regarding events in the world and my thought processes on a daily basis or activity. And so I share little thoughts, I share little ideas, and day 17 of these videos, which is on YouTube and in my various social media places, you can see that I talk about why I choose to describe myself as schizophrenic rather than targeted individual. Okay, so that's my intro. Here we go. Today is a nice day. It's looking out the window, and it's the birds are chirping. It's springtime coming, so it's this is my favorite time of year, springtime, and I usually like to get excited by that. Okay, so I was gonna start off with the talking about the other night. I was going to sleep and the voices were I get voices in my head as a schizophrenic, and not all, I don't get a lot though, so I don't want to throw people off thinking that I get like the 24/7 voices. I used to for about 6 or 7 years. I got 24/7 voices. Now on occasion, for months at a time, I'll get voices that debilitate me for 24/7, but usually they happen at night when I go to sleep or throughout the day a little bit at a time. Uh, Depends on if I'm eating something or what's going on in the world or what my social activity is and stuff. But the voices, anyways, the voices came into my head the other night, and they said, "What's the purpose?" And I think they were talking about these videos or whatever. But I think they were just saying like, "What's the purpose in general of my book?" Or "What's the purpose?" or something. Or maybe they were talking about the schizophrenia program. Like, and that's kind of the purpose of these videos is like there is no purpose. I expressed what the purpose is in the beginning of the videos, in introductions and like day 45 and stuff. But what's the purpose? I was thinking about this and I was like thinking like, well, what's the purpose of making me schizophrenic? What was the purpose of inflicting schizophrenia on me? And I don't know that there was a purpose. Originally, they tried to indicate that the purpose was to make me a politician, but no rational thinking person is going to think that somebody's going to become a politician after being diagnosed with schizophrenia in this country. So that's a joke. And I never really wanted to become a politician, but like the voices were telling me to become one or something. So I just revealed that like that's what the original purpose. But I'm not a politician. I'll never be a politician. I have too many interests outside politics, and yeah. So, what's the purpose of this giving me schizophrenia? I guess it was to isolate me. I don't. So that I'm sitting in the corner expressing this on the video. But yeah, so like they asked me what's the purpose, and there's no real purpose except for just to express. And I just saw something from Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey said depression is usually due to a lack of expression, and we have a huge depression problem in this country. and it probably has to do with like due to a lack of expression, that people don't have an expressive means either through art or different mediums or to express. And I'm finding this is very useful for me to express. And after being considered crazy and insane, I can say, no, this is I'm expressing thoughts, ideas, information about the schizophrenic reality and about the programming and stuff, and the, my how my brain functions and what the content that I'm interested in and what I'm into and why that could maybe draw attention from somebody to inflict schizophrenia. So I guess that's the purpose of these videos, is to show that. Okay, I have not participated in protests regarding the technocratic fascism going on with Trump and stuff. And I reveal in my book that I used to go to protests, and that's one of the reasons why I got schizophrenia inflicted on me. And just for instance, about some of the things that happen when you're in schizophrenic, you get highway incidents on the highway where people are threatening maneuvers on the highway, where they threaten to crash into you or cause an accident on the highway. And the other day we were coming home from just visiting family or whatever, and a car sped in front of us and swerved. I mean, it was just one of the most craziest maneuvers I've ever seen, minus some of the spinouts that I've experienced. And this was a really crazy maneuver that this guy did, and uh, it's done for whatever, to imprint some sort of idea upon people, and it's like a stunt aspect from it. And I always say, like, I don't know if I've been subject to a assassination attempt in the past. It was a pretty real incident where the guy went 70 miles an hour and spun out of control into my car. And I don't know. I still don't know. Like, was that because I talk about like potentially fake wars going on around the world, like in Ukraine and stuff. So I started thinking, was that guy just was a really incredible stunt? The lady that did that, was she just a really incredible stunt driver? I don't know, or was she really an assassin or something? So I don't. I've never been able to figure that out. But it was dangerous nonetheless, and it risked people's lives and my life, and so just like this incident the other night on the highway. And my family has experienced this with the schizophrenia for a long time or whatever, and they've had to go through the schizophrenia. My family's experience with the schizophrenia hasn't always been very pleasant. And so what I was saying to them, that I was saying, I think I want to go protest Elon Musk at at I think I want to go protest Elon Musk at the what's that called? Tesla factory. Just where else can you protest this guy? Personally, it's a little bit conflicted for me, because it's like I don't really want to take from his stock. I don't want to go. He takes from us. I take from him. I don't really want to get into that kind of kind of thing. But if that's where the protest is going to be, then you have to stand up to him some way, somewhere, and I guess his company is the best way to do it. And in any event, my family was pretty adamant that they didn't want me to do it because of all the what has gone on over the years with our family due to schizophrenia, and it hasn't. I mean, we're close knit and everything, but like, uh, they just remember the past and how it didn't really go very well. So for now, I share articles and information online about it, but I cannot uh, participate in protests. And I don't. There's no real records, no real assurances that I won't be targeted again at a protest like I've been in the past. And when I was originally going to go out to the protest, I found out that Elon Musk was going to their Marjorie Taylor Greene was passing laws to investigate people that protest out in front of Tesla car companies, and they're going to use the investigative powers of the United States. What I happen to know is that defense contractors are used during those investigative powers to abuse people, and Trump supposedly knows this or whatever, but I don't know. As far as the technocracy goes, you can look on my page. I left another article, and it is titled "Checkmate: the Technocracy, Rise of the Technocracy" or something like that. And it's you can read it. It's a very good article. It's on Substack. You click on the link on the Facebook page. I posted it to the Threads account. I'll probably repost it on Substack or something by this writer. He's a very good writer. You could tell he's done a lot of research. Now, my schizophrenic reality, I started thinking like, well, how does this guy know so much? And he seems to have done a lot of research on this, and he's ready to go. And I always wonder those things like Dave McCowan, for instance, when the Boston Marathon bombing happened or 9/11 happened, and I always wondered like, how did he know so fast, so quickly what was going on? And how does anybody know anything? But yeah. So this guy it seems like Trump and Musk is like the new 9/11. We're living through like a 9/11 type of thing going on right now with Trump and Musk. And so, if you read that article, it describes like potentially out, but describes more about that Mencius mold bug and all that I posted the other day. And so this is just a more detailed, extensive uh, expansion on that topic. So I recommend reading that article. I might post it to the topic section of this video here. Okay, so I'm gonna go into some lighter fare stuff. I had my fantasy draft, baseball draft yesterday, and it was really exciting. I got Mike Trout, and I got Will Smith, and I got Sandy Alcantara. So Will Smith had a good day today, so I'm doing pretty good because of that. I could have got Salvador Perez, but he was like 35, and I was like, he's a little bit of a hefty guy at 35. I don't know that he's gonna stay healthy for a full baseball season, but maybe he will. And so I went in with Will Smith. He's a little younger. He's on the Dodgers, and so I got those players. I have a pretty good team. Maybe I'll post it on Facebook or something so people can see. All right, I was excited. I was real focused yesterday. I didn't go to the group thing for the draft because I was wanted to stay focused or whatever. And I think I had a better draft, but it was a little bit more boring. I mean, it wasn't boring, but it was fun. It was still fun, but it wasn't as entertaining as like the group thing. So okay, so Luis Chavez. Okay, I posted a photo on my thing of like Disney. That's the Luigi car ride, and on my Facebook, and it's the Luigi car ride with the Dumbo ride, and those are two of my favorite rides at those parks because they're so relaxed and they're just very simple rides, and I just liked them, and it got a good feeling when I was there, and I thought that was a really artistic way the Luis Chavez photographed those locations in the park, and I thought they captured the essence of each park, Disneyland and California Adventure. So we'll be having our Disney family adventure coming up here for my birthday. I'm taking my family to Disneyland as my thank you to them for these 40 years. Okay, tomorrow I'll get into something else about Francis Crick and Orgel about the genetic code, life in the universe. Utsuro Boon, Japanese, February 22nd. UFO incident. All right. Thank you so much. Goodbye.